television during that medium's golden age. The Kid has worked with the Coen brothers and Martin Scorsese and Sam Mendes and lent his voice to a big-budget Pixar movie and the video game version of it. The old man is world-famous. You can't go to the supermarket, the video store, or the Indianapolis Motor Speedway without encountering his image or his legacy. You think of Henry Fonda, Humphrey Bogart, and James Stewart as his equals. The Kid is making a big name for himself, but he keeps getting compared to other actors, often as a way of dismissing him or counting him short. Marlon Brando, most often, and James Dean. One has just turned 30, has been married for 6 years, and has 3 children, the oldest not quite 5. The other is 78, with his 45th anniversary coming up, and 5 grown daughters and a pair of grandkids with whom to celebrate it. Physically, they share some traits: wavy hair, icy blue eyes, a classical handsomeness that looks patrician on the old fellow and preppy on the kid, and a springy grace that makes the young man seem coltish and the old man seem spry. But their personalities are pretty distinct. The old guy is serious, a World War II vet who attended Kenyon College and the Yale School of Drama on the GI Bill, and dreamed of becoming a teacher and takes an active part in politics. He's raised hundreds of millions of dollars for charity and served as president of the Actors Studio. The young guy is famous for his beer drinking and his practical jokes and his goofball sense of humor and his love of fast cars and motorcycles and his roles as anti-authoritarian rebels. He's already created a couple of parts on Broadway that have maintained a place in the national repertoire and made a few indelible TV dramas. The older man, you know, Paul Newman, playing the stage manager in the Westport Country Playhouse production of Our Town, as filmed at the Booth Theater on Broadway in early 2003. The younger man, well, you know him too. Paul Newman, playing George Gibbs in the same play, adapted as a musical for NBC Television's Producers Showcase in September 1955. Between those 2 performances sits an entire career, and indeed, an entire life, not only of one man, but of the culture in which he thrived. The blind, impetuous vigor of youth, the wry, still acceptance of maturity, the progress of an artist in his craft, the maturation of a soul, a mind, a body, the life of a man, and the half-century of history he lived and echoed and symbolized and even shaped. Paul Newman's story is all of it. From a burgeoning jazz-age suburb to a torpedo bomber in the Pacific, from the womb of academia to the free-for-all of Broadway and live TV, from the gilded cage of a Hollywood studio contract to the wild freedom of directing films for his own production company, from the filth and noise and danger of professional auto racing to the staid and venerable confines of the Philanthropy Hall of Fame, Paul Newman's life is a blazon of the American century, incorporating the very best national traits in a compact and comely package. For 50 years, on screen and off, Newman vividly embodied certain tendencies in the American male character: active and roguish, and earnest and sly, and determined and vulnerable, and brave and humble and reliable, and compassionate and fair. He was a man of his time, and that time ranged from World War II to the contemporary era of digitally animated feature films. He was equally at home on Hollywood sound stages, in theatrical workshops, in the pits of racetracks, and especially on the blessedly raucous fields and in the log cabins and swimming holes of the camps he built and maintained for seriously ill children. The world was his for the claiming, and he claimed only the bit that he felt was reasonably due him, and he gave back more, by far, than he ever took. He was ridiculously handsome and trim, with a face that belonged on an ancient coin, eyes that stunned and dazed even cynics, and an athlete's compact, lithe, and peppy body. Having fallen into acting as a profession, he would have been guaranteed at least minimal success by sheer virtue of his